guys, A-Bomb here for noEHinTEAM, your #1 source for awesome. Welcome to the latest episode of Tell Me I'm Wrong. We have a very special guest today, all the way from across the pond. It's Liam, aka AseriousJokerHD, and we're very excited. We've got a gaming-heavy Tell Me I'm Wrong today, but we know you guys enjoy that, so say hi, everybody.
Yeah, it's episode 5. I'm really excited to have a serious Joker here, aka Liam. A-Canuck says hi.
Yeah, guys, I'm really excited to. AK here as well.
Awesome. So, Liam, just wanted to ask you a couple of questions because it is an honor to have you on the show. Why did you get started on YouTube?
To be on the show, and it's something I've been looking forward to for ages, so to finally be on here is pretty awesome. But in regards to YouTube, it was actually the gameplay to start with that got me into YouTube, because I'm quite competitive, and with a lot of my friends and stuff, nice. We'd always have competitions like who's the best at the games and stuff. And because I'm a huge gamer, you know, I've grown up playing a lot of multiplayer games anyway. You know, like what was it, GoldenEye on the N64 against my friends and stuff.
So was it specifically Call of Duty that got you kind of interested on the YouTube side of things?
Yeah, well, it's something I've been wanting to get into for ages. You know, from back like NW2 and you know, there's Wings of Redemption and Hutch and all the really big commentators. That was sort of getting started then, and it's something that I wanted to get into, and I just never did until sort of like Modern Warfare 3. And I suppose that's sort of a regret, because you want to get into it like early, and you know, you've seen some of the channels now, and they're absolutely massive. You know, like Pyropuncher as well, who doesn't even do. Don't know if you've heard of him, but he doesn't do like you know, Call of Duty, more like Minecraft. But he's still got a massive channel, and. But you know, looking back at it, I didn't have like all the equipment that I've got now, so it's kind of good. I didn't get into it, but at the same time, it'd have been awesome to get back into it.
As far as we're concerned, we sat on the idea of starting a channel, I think, for a
couple of years. Sure. Yeah,
and it was just one of those things where it's like, oh, well, we should get started this weekend. Oh yeah, that's a great idea. I think the biggest illusion of starting your channel, one, it is actually easy to start a channel. You just have to do it. Mm-hmm. But there's definitely, I can say now, for doing this close to, I don't know,
6 months, whatever it is. Yeah,
it's been a learning experience. You do have to learn a lot of things in order to make actual quality content.
Mm-hmm. For sure. That's true. For sure. All right, so on the YouTube subject, moving on. There is, well, not a rumor. It's official. YouTube wants to experiment with it. And tell me I'm wrong, but YouTube pay-per-view is just a really, really bad idea on every level out there.
I can't. You're not wrong at all. Really interesting in the YouTube article, and we'll make a link in the description about how they said they were going to do this. They actually reference gaming channels individually as where they would like to do a pay-per-view model. And then nothing crazy. They just said, oh, you'll probably pay maybe $1 a month to view a single YouTuber's channel. I just want to know who's going to be the chump that decides that's a great idea for his channel and see if there's any backlash.
Yeah, absolutely. There is quite literally, no offense intended to anybody, but there is no one that I will pay $1 a month for to watch their YouTube content. I can find that anywhere, and it's not going to be necessary to keep me interested. That's for sure. For me, there's no one on YouTube that I'm willing to pay $1 a month for to watch their content. The beauty about YouTube right now is that it's 100% free, and you gain a following and you gain views just by simply posting good content. If anyone's trying to convert that into a strict, like, people monetize their videos via advertisements, but monetizing with subscriptions, I think, is a really, really bad way to go. And I think if anyone tries it, there's going to be a backlash for sure.
I don't think that'll be a successful venture at all. Charging money for a free-based application in the first place never goes over well. Same kind of a deal like as if Napster had tried to start selling their music opposed to just letting people download it. It went to the point where no one used Napster anymore, companies shut down, right? So
yeah, I agree with that. I just don't see how it's going to work.
No, I'm not seeing anything positive coming out of the YouTube pay-per-view, that's for sure.
Liam, would you pay to see anybody's channel specifically?
Well, I'm sort of sat on the fence about it. I have to say, like, it depends how much it is. Like,
for sure, that cost is a definite huge question.
If there's any sort of like, and also how many videos they're going to be uploading. Because say if it's, I don't know, for example, like Whiteboy, if for paying that amount you get a certain amount of videos a month, or because it could be some months he decided to upload 2 videos, and you'd be paying for 2 videos. When do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
When you want sort of like value for, you don't want just to. I mean, there's other YouTubers like Xbox Ahoy, and I think his videos are such a high production level, and they're so professional. I would pay to watch his, unless it was like $10 a month or something like that.
But then you're going into like full shows, because the
Yeah.
Xbox Ahoy like gun breakdowns are absolutely unbelievable.
It's like television quality, like Call of Duty commentating. It's because it's not just a commentary. There's, like you said, the production values. He takes clips, the way he edits them together, the way he does the voiceovers. It's all very highbrow. And in that case, I would almost be willing to pay for a video, like say, I don't know, a dime. You pay for a video.
I see, yeah.
I would do that over paying for a monthly subscription. I would have a really hard time having anybody convince me that it's worthwhile to pay month over month over month to get content.
Well, the other part isn't AdSense enough?
Yeah, I don't get the mentality there.
Yeah, if it then had like the adverts on top of it, then I wouldn't be willing to pay. I have to say, I'm one of those like awful people though that uses like the ad block sometimes. Not necessarily just for you, because pretty much everything has adverts on it now.
Mm-hmm.
And with like with a lot of sports and stuff, stream so many ads, and I don't want to get like 1 million viruses on my computer. I want to be able to watch it without all that stuff going on.
Absolutely.
I think a more successful model would be something like Netflix. You charge a monthly fee for YouTube.
Just for YouTube access, period.
YouTube access, period. That way you're not paying per subscriber, per video, whatever. I know lots of people use YouTube at house parties, for music.
Yeah.
To play that. So that's definitely going to be a huge cutback from the music community using YouTube as a music player for their entertainment purposes.
Yeah, I can see that model being a little bit more smarter, because YouTube is so big that they could ask, no different than Netflix subscription.
Exactly.
You have to pay for this service because it's so big.
Yeah, if you cleared out all the advertising, if you had the option, you can go with a free advertising model, or you can go for a premium paid service. That's one way to.
I would love not to hit the skip
going.
button on every video right now.
Yeah, that would be nice.
And you've seen the new ones where it's like, would you like to see an ad at the beginning of this video, or would you like it cut into 3 different annoying pieces?
Yeah, I think I'll just stick with the classic advertisement. Thank you.
I just don't want YouTube turning into one of those things where I can click a video and then I go have a snack because I'm waiting for the commercial to finish and then I can watch.
I mean, I will be interested to see if they do go ahead with it. Guaranteed. With the amount of people that are into YouTube and the amount of different channels that are out there, like obviously I'm biased. Most of what I watch on YouTube is gaming related content, but there are people out there that do original like sitcom style like comedic work and sketch shows and stuff like that. People like that might be far more interested in it than say like the gaming community, because it's a totally different ballgame on that level.
Okay, for sure. Okay, let's go over to the Call of Duty world, specifically Black Ops 2. We've had some very interesting observations. I mean, the game is now beyond its little release window. We're beyond is it good, is it bad? I'm not going to lie, I definitely enjoy playing this game. It's definitely one of my top Call of Duties, just based on the amount of time I've spent prestiging and, focusing on stuff. But there's some lacking elements. And tell me I'm wrong, but can we not see some changes to the game modes? And how about playing all the maps?
Oh, dude, that is one of my biggest pet peeves. The fact that there was, I believe, 15 maps on release. I might be wrong there. It could be 10, 12. I forget what it is. But the reality is that we're only seeing 5 or 6 maps in the rotation ever. And people are always voting for the same crap over and over and over again. I would like to see my solution to this. By the way, you're not wrong. I would like to see my solution to this would be a all maps playlist where there's no voting. It's just a rotation. And I would rather play a map that I think is mediocre once in a while than play the same maps over and over and over again.
Play hijacked again.
Hijacked.
It's really frustrating to me that when you play a map and you're like, okay, I got through that crap map. I survived through hijacked. I don't want to find another lobby because it's probably going to put me in mid-game again, because that's awesome. And you survive that round, and then you see the little map list. And then, of course, everybody votes for hijacked again. And then there's a host migration of the server when you're finished, and you play hijacked again. I think they messed up a little bit on that.
There could definitely be some
I think
improvements there.
some of the maps that seem to go round and round that are really, really popular, it's like Raid, which is a great
Raid.
map and everything. But in one of my videos, I had to ask my subscribers, like, do you mind seeing this map over and over again? And they didn't mind it as long as it's like good gameplay. But you know, when I look through my recent uploads, I don't just want to have like 6 in a row of like the same gameplay from the same map, pretty much. So.
When we play standoff and domination, I could play standoff all day, every day, because we've got some pretty good tactics to win it. But
For
it just,
sure, but
just
it
doesn't
gets
make sense
old.
for the game, because
Yeah.
you're like, and then there's always that time where you're like, the I don't know, overflow will appear, and you're like, overflow. What
What is that? What
again?
is that? Yeah.
And then you open it like, oh yeah, this is like getting DLC.
That's the thing that drives me crazy. Like, the reality is, I'm not even close to tired of all the original maps. I'm just tired of a few of them. So when the DLC, and inevitably when DLC comes out, it always happens the same way. There's 4 or 5 DLC maps typically, and 1 or 2 will be really popular, and the other ones will just get it completely ignored. And it's just like the original maps. There's ones that nobody plays and ones that people do play. And I like it when they do based on community feedback, they'll do like the say back in the day they did like Terminal 24/7 and like things like that, where it's like, or like Nuketown 24/7. If people are interested, then have a playlist for it. But why not have an all maps playlist? Because I'm sick of playing the same maps all the time.
Well, that's the other problem, is that now we're running into no other game modes added.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the other night we were playing multi-team, and all we could get was hardpoint. I don't know if you guys remember, it was a couple nights ago. Yeah, and all it was, hijacked, hardpoint. Oh, standoff, hardpoint. Oh, slums, hardpoint. Are you kidding me?
And I don't have
I hate hardpoint.
just a huge issue on. At least they offered the multi-team on this version.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I feel like Treyarch's saying that we don't need to change up the playlist at all, because I don't know, they just have this kind of thing where they just don't think they need to add anything to it. And I really think I think it's just a simple choice of being, we want to be different than Infinity Ward. We want to stick to our guns and say we don't need to add a playlist, where Infinity Ward was like, you know what, let's throw Infected and see how they liked it.
Yeah.
And then it was like an
It's huge.
explosion of an obsession. There were videos everywhere about Infected, and I liked playing it.
For sure. Liam, you and your buddies, what do you guys typically play playlist-wise?
In Black Ops 2, it tends to be. I do like Ground War, just because of. I used to love like Battle. I know it's a completely different game and everything, but feeling part of like huge battle and a huge war, I really enjoyed that. And I tend to play Ground War. I like the party games just because Nuketown can be fun unless you come up against a really, really strong party. But I don't like the party games playlist because, as you said, Hunt is just a horrible idea, and I don't particularly like King of the Hill and everything like that. I have to say, in Black Ops 2, I do want those sort of like the more random playlists. I mean, is it the I'm just trying to think what it's called, where it's like sticks and stones and one in the chamber and all that sort of stuff. They're really fun, but I would like to see Infected back. And is it War from like, I don't know, World at War, the game mode where it's kind of like almost like a tug of war, capture the flag style thing.
That one I don't remember at all. But I didn't play World at War. I was busy with other things in life at that point.
I'm just not sure what they're going to be adding, if anything. I just think it's a little bit lacking, and I like when things are fresh and new and you can see what's
well, and getting back to what you were saying before about Treyarch just trying to, for whatever reason, be different than Infinity Ward, like, why are we removing playlists from game to game? Like I said, we want Infected why? Because it's fun. We want Team Tactical. Why? Because it's fun. We want and the party games. Like, the party games were fantastic. I don't know why they altered them. Like Sticks and Stones, for example, was a way better game when it was smaller with 6 people rather than the full map with 8, just because of the way the game mode is played. And I honestly find it very irritating that they give us, in the case of Modern Warfare 3, we get these new game modes, then they pull them back, and Black Ops 2 doesn't have them. Especially ones that people enjoyed. Like Infected was absolutely massive. Like, everybody was playing Infected, and why? Just because it's a fun goof off game mode, right?
And
like
Moabs.
Yes, and Moabs. Oh yeah, I got a Moab. Congratulations, sir. It's just one of those things, and for me personally, Team Tactical is the biggest one that's missing. Especially since Black Ops 2 has smaller map design than the original Black Ops, and 4v4. I'm sorry, I don't always have 5 nerdy friends that want to play Call of Duty with me. So but it's a little easier to find 2 or 3. So Team Tactical is a great option.
I just think that the Treyarch argument to all of that usually is, we have zombies. And that's typically their answer to everything as far as, if you want more, just go play some zombies. And I'm like...
and that's fair. But
zombies is great in
still not good enough for me.
I'd like to see them throw up some different types of party games, like maybe a projectiles only, so you're just using your ballistic knife and a combat axe and your knife. Or throw the crossbow. I know it's kind of sticks and stones. I just want to see that ballistic knife get a little bit more use in there, because... as per that video we uploaded a couple weeks ago of you through the window getting A-bomb, that was awesome, and I want to see more things like that.
Not awesome.
That was wicked. Best ending ever.
Okay, another thing I'd like them to do, perhaps just a mode, is remove like the skill-based matchmaking, because I don't know if this annoys you, but like pretty much most of the modes you end up going into a ground war. And unless I'm playing with subscribers, I just tend to go for gameplays on my own, and I don't really play in a party that often. And it's so annoying being matched up against other players at similar skill, but they're playing in 9-man parties, and you just get destroyed.
Yeah, it's not fun at all.
I think it also has affected the matchmaking as a whole. We're talking lobbies. It takes longer to get a game going. I have never seen more host migrations in a Call of Duty game than this one. Man, if you are dedicated to trying using your theater mode to try and get some gameplays going on, how many times has a great gameplay been butchered by a host migration? Mm-hmm. Come on!
Thank God for the Elgato.
I'm stuck with the HD PVR at the moment, so I just have to record everything.
We're still rocking it.
Yes, but if you can get to the Elgato, you'll be pretty happy with it. That's what I'll say.
All right, so I say, because we have a Brit on the show, we got to talk a little. We got to talk a little footy here, aka soccer for everyone here in North America.
Soccer.
Soccer. Now, this is coming from a very Canadian perspective. I'm obviously a huge hockey fan, but Lionel Messi can't be ignored. The guy is a freak of nature, and tell me I'm wrong. Again, this is from an uneducated football perspective. But tell me I'm wrong. The dude is the greatest ever.
You're definitely not wrong. I can't bring up another player that would match his ability to. I mean, it's football, for crying out loud. The guy's goals are absolutely incredible. If you equate one of the best hockey players,
dude, it's Gretzky-esque.
Yes, it's Gretzky. It's one of those things where it will never be touched.
Okay, Liam, do you know who Wayne Gretzky is?
No,
okay. Okay, yeah, there we go. So now in North America, Wayne Gretzky he's pretty much the greatest offensive hockey player in the history of the sport. Transcends the sport. If I can equate it, the most points ever scored in hockey by any other player is 1,000 points less than him. So basically, what Messi does, I'm looking at his stats last year: 70 games started, 77 goals. In soccer, in football, that absolutely blows my mind. And now I really want to hear it from somebody who really knows the game.
No, he's an absolutely amazing player to watch. But I have to say, when he says, is he the greatest around at the moment or whatever, I'm a really big Cristiano Ronaldo fan, as I support Manchester United, and he sort of came through there and ended up being sold to Real Madrid. But I have to say, I always favour Ronaldo. Although Messi is incredible as well. It's a lot of people disagree with me because Ronaldo, he's I suppose that they're kind of jealous because without saying no homo or anything, he's a good looking guy, and he's and he's a bit arrogant or overconfident of himself and everything. Where Messi's kind of more unassuming and you just get on with it.
Well, that's kind of like the way hockey is here in Canada. We have Sidney Crosby, and every American hockey fan will tell you he's the biggest crybaby, the biggest diver, the biggest whiner there is. And then you go and look at soccer. By the way, A-Bomb, you are wrong. Cristiano Ronaldo is very much better than Lionel.
Dude, Messi, it's FIFA Player of the Year, 4 years in a row. He broke the record for most goals in a calendar year. He's won so much more than Ronaldo, it's laughable. He's speechless. That's all I can say. He has no rebuttal to that.
No, I just didn't want a verbal diarrhea coming out there, so I decided to rethink my answer a little bit before I responded to you there, A-Bomb. But no, yeah, definitely, he is an amazing, absolutely phenomenal player. Watching some of his highlights, just his mind on the field, like his field sense, the way he's able to all of a sudden turn on the guns, beat every player down the field, hold off in the penalty box, and just chip it over the keeper. Like,
who, Ronaldo or Messi?
Messi. These are, like I said.
So you're arguing for Messi, even though you say he's not the best.
I'm saying he's a great player. I'm just saying he's not the best. That's what I won't agree with.
But
he's a
how
phenomenal
can you
player.
say that? There's nothing to back that up. I'm not even a huge soccer fan, but just look at the numbers this year.
I don't
Messi,
want to look at numbers.
45 games.
I don't care about numbers.
59 goals. He's scoring more than a goal a clip for 2 straight years now. Ronaldo isn't even coming close to that.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know, but
I don't.
It doesn't
I don't.
matter.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. I don't care about points. I don't care about records, streaks, whatever. Both of them are flashy, awesome players to watch. Exactly like watching like a Crosby or an Ovechkin or a Datsuk in the NHL. At this point, it becomes personal favor, personal choice of who you would say is the best of all time.
I think
Neither
we've
of
got a
them.
man crush on our hands. That's the only possible explanation for this. You're saying records don't matter, stats don't matter, wins don't matter. Those are the only things that matter in sports. So I say you're 100% wrong.
And how many World Cups do he has?
Don't know. Doesn't matter.
And that's the biggest stat. You don't have a World Cup?
No.
Keep walking.
Totally
friend.
disagree. Totally
Keep
disagree.
walking, friend.
The club level is on a day-to-day, year-to-year, month-to-month basis, and the World Cup's once every 4 years, and you have to have all of your countrymen have to step up. They all have to be better. I will definitely say that Portugal's a better soccer-playing nation, but Messi as an individual player is head and shoulders above Ronaldo.
If anyone could see me, I'm just shaking my head with disappointment and a little bit of sadness in A-Bomb's eyes.
I don't know if it's his hair that he likes, or
I don't know.
does he like the dancing?
He's
when
a pretty slick guy.
When he
gotta
almost
say.
gets tripped, does he like when he flies through the air and then like, cries to the gods for a penalty?
that's why I tried to diffuse it by just saying no homo before I said anything about it. That's like, that catches anything that you might say that sounds a little bit strange. So
Remember that one, AK. Remember that one.
Okay, guys. Fun boys on the
can't
couch.
do it afterwards either.
All right, so we also want to talk about Whiteboy7thst and his possible impending journey to space. Liam, why don't you take this one away? And anyone that doesn't know about it, that's listening, tell them exactly what's going on with Whiteboy.
Okay, so this is competition, and I think it's held by NASA or something, but I'm not going to 100% say it's them that's holding it. But and in effect, through votes, the top 2 people get to go to space, and it's not to the moon or anything. It's I think it's Virgin Galaxy or Virgin Space or something.
The Virgin
I think they
Space
do something similar, where you kind of fly up on almost like a plane, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it just goes just outside the atmosphere, and you're up there for about 5 or 6 minutes, but it's zero gravity and everything.
Yeah, you experience
And,
weightlessness.
That would be freaking
Yeah.
awesome.
And it's not the vomit comet, where you have weightlessness for 6 seconds and then throw up all your insides. It's
And I
a
think at the
vote
moment
basis,
he's-
right?
Yeah, and at the moment I think he's in the top 2, which means he'll get a place to go into space. And he's talking about doing, the first to do a dolphin dive in space, which is just that's got viral video written all over it.
Yes,
Hasn't
it does. And he better wear one of his ear flap toques when he goes to space, or else no one's going to be happy about it.
And he's talking about doing the first vlog from space and stuff. And I was kind of thinking though what I would do, but also if you were really mega rich, like Bill Gates or whatever, he probably earns more in the time he's in space than the actual flight costs or whatever. You could, in theory, if you were someone rich like him and eccentric, you could just create a YouTube channel with just vlogs from space. Imagine doing random things in space.
I think if it does happen for Whiteboy, it'll probably be, it will be the craziest thing that possibly could ever happen to a kid who had absolutely nothing.
Went from nothing and built himself up completely with YouTube.
And specifically on the Call of Duty, like
it's an incredible. I mean, his story is already an incredible one. But if he can cap off his like rise from the ashes with a flight through space, I will bow down to the man.
Tell me I'm wrong. Haters got nothing to say if he's in space.
Oh, it sounds like we got a man crush going over there.
But honestly, like, what would anybody say? This is a vlog from space. What would the comments be underneath?
I don't know. I wonder if he would do it on Keek or post it on YouTube.
There's going to be so many cheesy comments that they're going to be like, "This is out of this world" and everything like that, isn't there? It's going to be so many like space and embarrassing like comments and everything. But it'll be funny and it'll be amazing. I hope he does do it.
Liam, how about yourself? If you were the one to go to space, what would you want to do?
I don't know. You'd have to have a list because there's only like 5 or 6 minutes. So if you're doing a vlog and there's any mistakes, you don't have a chance to like redo it. If you get to the end of the video and you say something completely like gormless or like if you say something that ends up sounding racist or hating on anyone, you're like just like problem. Got to upload that.
Yeah, it's like immediate fail when you have to censor your own space vlog. You know you're in trouble.
Well, that's one small step for like. What if you screwed that
up? You'd be like, yeah.
How about you guys over there, Canuck
sure.
and A-Bomb? What would you guys do with your 6 minutes in space?
6 minutes in space? Oh, man, I have not thought about it even for a second.
Go.
Well, I'd probably do a couple of backflips just because backflips are awesome.
Yep.
No, I really have no idea. I would have to. I would want to try something like, the ridiculous, astronauts eating in space, and I don't know. I'd have like a buddy like with like a squirt bottle at the far end of the. You'd have to convince the other person that's going, but if say, so look, we got to do something stupid up there, right? So you get like a squirt bottle or something. You're at one end of this weightless, on the 5-minute section. I'm like, okay, I want you to fire from the other end, and I'm gonna catch it in my mouth. No homo.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're that quick.
So
Peter
going on
Griffin
from
would
that,
say it was in
leading up to
space
that,
for a couple of months. Got really bored. It was like a snow globe in there when I was done.
leading on from that, depending on how many people there would be like on the flight, if you're up there with a girl and you had sex, that would be like, because what would that be? Because that wouldn't be Mile High Club, would it?
Oh man, no, that's like the friggin' like
Stratosphere
20
Club?
Mile High Club. Yeah, I don't know, it's Stratosphere Club. I like the ring. That has a good ring to it. I like that.
But you wouldn't be able to YouTube that unless you put
Oh, you could
You'd be able to tube it.
Fuzzy
explicit
filter.
Some
content
kind of
warnings. Although if my wife didn't win the other seat on the flight, she might not be too happy with that. So,
How about you, Canuck?
also,
You would just literally have to bring some items of like food of just
just
that would be the pretty much most entertaining.
ridiculousness.
I
Yeah.
mean, what else would it be, right? You only get 6 minutes, so you do a couple of flips, and then you try and devise a way to like play, I don't know,
Ping pong.
play a quick game of ping pong. in
Marco
space, or-
Polo.
Yeah, I definitely think the eating thing would be
Also,
pretty cool, like throwing maybe peanut M&Ms across and do, the diving kick with your mouth, or if any of the viewers out there have seen The Simpsons where Homer goes to space, he accidentally opens a bag of chips, and then he's gracefully floating through the air, spinning and eating chips out of the air, while music's da-da-da-dum, dum-dum-dum-dum. So I think something like that would be pretty cool, too, to get into up there.
also, do like laws still apply there? Because even if you were in a plane or the plane thing with loads of other people, if you did have sex, you couldn't be done for indecency, surely, because you're not on anyone's airspace. And
It's like
you're not-
international waters.
You are outside of the borders of humanity, so it's a free for all, really. You could why not?
You bring your friend up there, you murder him just to see what would happen when you came back down.
I didn't realize that video games were really creating violent tendencies within you. Come on, man, you got to quit playing Call of Duty.
I think I'd definitely use something with my iPhone too. Have it on video and just let it float through and see what the video turned out after.
Just randomly
right?
picks up.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually.
You could get a few good things with that. Yeah, just like a camera that's not suspended, not tethered at all, just literally floating. So
Yeah.
interesting.
GoPro, iPhone.
Yeah.
Well, since none of us are going to
Camera
space,
crew.
everyone get out there and vote for Whiteboy, because I don't know him personally, but it would be a fun story, that's for sure.
I think he'd have some pretty popular videos if he gets all the way to space.
I would expect so. He can be a pretty funny guy.
He better bring a Vita and then play some Call of Duty up there.
Yeah, spends the whole 5 minutes. I gotta win the round. I gotta win the round. I gotta win the round.
Moab.
Oh man. And, okay, speaking of Whiteboy, he is a PS3 fan. He has stated PlayStation for life. He's easily the biggest YouTuber amongst the guys that are PlayStation primarily. So speaking of, let's talk a little bit about the impending. We assumed the announcement for PlayStation 4, but we know a lot about the upcoming expected release this year of PlayStation 4.
Yes.
And we're going to call it Xbox 720, even though those aren't necessarily the actual names, but that's what we expect. We're just going to talk about it, get everyone's thoughts on it, and get all the subs to say, hey, what?
February 20th. Announcement coming.
Yes.
Rumored to be the announcement. If there's a year to go to E3, it would be this one, I would suspect.
I wish I had media credentials.
Yes. I'm still going to be watching it like a hawk. It's fun. It's really interesting to me. I get to see how they step up. I get to see what plans they're making on what kind of changes. The fact that other people are getting into the market, like you've got the Android-based Ouya, and then you've got the rumored Steam box, which are in development right now, which I think is very exciting. I think these console developers really have to step up to the plate, and for me, and I'll end on this, for me the biggest thing that needs to change in the console world is they pay more attention to the interface. It needs to be instantaneous. We're so used to be able to click on stuff where we've got instant interaction. Like for me, when you open up the Xbox or PS3, either one, you see how much technology has come from when it's released till now, just simply based on interface.
Yeah, that's true. The UI is going to be a big deal. Anyone that's hoping that the technology today, Junior. Anyone that thinks that the technology is going to blow them out of the water is going to be wrong. Quite simply, the tech that's going to go into, or the rumored tech that's going into the PlayStation 4 and the new Xbox, is going to be a mid-level gaming PC as of right now. So, for any PC gaming tech heads out there, don't worry, you still win. You're still the fastest, still the greatest. But the best part about, this is again coming from a guy who's grew up as a PC only player. The nice thing about the new consoles is they can the gaming developers can finally expand what they're able to do. I mean, when you look at how long the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 have been in production, and how long they have been the baseline standard for hardcore gaming, it's so far behind what PCs are now that it's long overdue. I'm excited about it. Like as an example, they're jumping from half a gig of RAM to 4 gigs of insanely fast EDR RAM in the PS4 and 8 gigs in the Xbox. So it's gonna be a big difference.
Yeah, some of the rumors here are the touchpad on the new PS4 redesigned controller. I don't know how big of a hit that'll be or how much type of input that'll bring, but
yeah, sorry. The thing that I think that will possibly change is because unless the prices are incredibly expensive, it's something that most people probably can't afford now with a mid-level gaming PC. And if you look at the RAM, as you said, on the Xbox and the PS3, it's about 500 and something megabytes, isn't it?
Yeah, it is 512.
Which is tiny.
Yeah,
it's like my laptop is 6 gigabytes or something, and yet it can't really run anywhere near the same level of of games as like my PS3 and my Xbox. Mm-hmm. So when you think with the Xbox is confirmed or near enough to have 8 gigabytes, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it's 16 times what it's got now.
Yeah,
and I think
exactly.
From what I've read, it seems to be the RAM that's holding back pretty much what most of the consoles that are around now can do.
It is it's a huge factor.
Players and
there's a lot of rumors also going around about not being able to have the ability to backwards compatible for old generations of PlayStation for games. I don't know about you guys. I don't really play too many old generation games, but is that really a big flaw in this type of release for a new console, do you guys think?
Well, that'll be the big question. The big question that I think coming up to E3 when they have their actual announcements, how everything's going to work is, again, are we still going to go on a actual disc for games? Is everything going to be online? It's already been pretty much confirmed that both consoles will be online, must be online at all times.
Which is a joke, I will say.
But they have to make that move. Otherwise, you're going to keep getting stuck in the past with having an actual piece of hardware. Way back when the release of both consoles, Sony really took this is going to be the all-in-one entertainment system with the Blu-ray and all that stuff. And it was just kind of like, I look at that now, and if you try and sell me on an all-in-one, I'm like, I can do this all on my laptop. This really isn't the greatest thing ever.
No value, yeah.
And that's what happens when things keep changing. So I'll be really shocked to see how they try, one, differentiate from each other, but two, like, what's going to be, is there going to be one simple thing that looks like a game changer? Because if you look at the specs, it doesn't really matter if one console has a slightly better graphics card than the other, because the games are developed for both. And unless you're talking about Uncharted or Halo, really, like, that's really what it's coming down to. Maybe Killzone if they fix the next Killzone release.
That'll be for another episode.
Yeah, or Gears, totally. The changes aren't significant enough for me to be like, it's that console over the other on performance.
Not this time. Like when PlayStation 3, when it came down to a decision between PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, I was a believer in Blu-ray, so I went PS3. And I mean, now as a very constant Call of Duty player, I wish I had gone Xbox, but just for those early DLCs. But I've been very happy with the hardware, that's for sure. But like you said, in reality, even though there is differences between the new Xbox and the new PS4, again, these are all rumored specs, but it's not going to be a huge difference.
The only issue I find though with removing discs and having it only as DLC is because in North America and Canada you're supposed to have like really good internet, but in the UK it's like dreadful. Like most of the the videos just to upload, I have to do it overnight when I'm sleeping, and then make it public in the following evening. And with games now, sometimes if I'll download arcade games or whatever on my PS3 or Xbox, and if they're a couple gigabytes or more, it'll take a couple hours or more. So if you look at some of the full games now, they're 9+ gigabytes and stuff. So you think with the next generation of consoles, they could be, I don't know, but
much
double
bigger.
that or more.
Yeah.
And it could end up being, like Black Ops will come out, or the Black Ops 3 or whatever it will come out on a Tuesday, and I won't have it until like Thursday morning or something.
That's a good observation.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm in 100% agreement. I am a firm believer in hard copy. As much as I enjoy the convenience of getting things digitally, via the internet, I don't believe that it's right for gaming companies to expect that everyone can live without hard copies. I don't think that's the way to go. We do know that we don't know, but we're pretty sure that both consoles will have Blu-ray, PS4 for sure, Xbox probably, and like you said, games now are like on the high end, like in most cases 10 gigs. A Blu-ray can hold 50 gigs of data. So if that's going to be the standard hard copy choice, there's no way they're going to go immediately to a download only model. It would have to be a transition period if they do want to do it. I can see it maybe being download only like in the next console iteration, however many years away that is. But I think there's still going to be games on disc in the meantime.
Yeah, it's just what's gonna kind of have to happen if you slowly watch that. And again, it's all about making sure everybody's equipped with enough internet to be able to do that. But there's a lot of services right now that are all activated by being online on a constant basis.
Just in the fight between Xbox and PS3. Myself, I had Xbox growing up, so when the 360 came out, I was the guy who worked at Best Buy and still had to wait in line overnight and spend over $1,000 to get the console.
Outrageous.
Do I regret it? No, absolutely loved it. Cool. Then the PS3 came out. What did I do? Didn't have to wait in line because there wasn't that much of a demand, but I still picked one up. I returned it a couple weeks later because of the game quality on it. At that point, there was only a few games out for it, and there was NBA something, NBA Live 06, let's say, and a Call of Duty. And the Call of Duty was just didn't grab my eyes at all. I was still big into Halo at that point, and Halo had by far blown that Call of Duty out of the water, so I returned it. Now, in the last 2 years, I did end up going to purchase another PS3. I now have both consoles. I have a Wii as well. But which one do I play the most now? PS3. Why? The actual online playing ability and the maturity level of the gamers on the PS3 doubles the Xbox,
Okay, going back to the disc, losing the disc and having like DLC. I still miss the actual booklets from the games. With the boxes. Now that I've removed them, you look at it and there's nothing to read.
There is literally nothing.
Even the new games, in the inside of the paper cover that's in the plastic, that's where most of your instructions or safety precautions are now.
Yeah, safety precautions.
Safety precautions.
If you have epilepsy, this is not for you.
Yeah,
seizures may occur.
Remember back in the PC days where you'd buy a PC game and it was like a giant encyclopedia bookcase?
Yep.
Yes.
I remember purchasing the original FIFA Soccer. We're talking I just remember when EA announced it, and I was so stoked. And I'm going to the store and purchasing this large box and opening it up, and 12 discs. 12 discs was the insult.
12 floppies?
Yeah, the smaller. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's classic. We're showing our age, dude.
But I think if the next consoles, I think if they have a really good launch lineup of games, I don't think the backwards compatibility will matter one thing.
Yeah.
Because when the next one comes out, whether it's, for example, if it's Modern Warfare 4, I don't know if it is, but I'll probably be looking to play new games as well. But I won't care about playing Black Ops 2 on the PS3 or Xbox if you've got something that's significantly better.
100%.
Why would you want to go and play something old?
Well, let me ask you guys this. You think that both consoles... Xbox has it pretty much figured out as far as a pay model. So you monthly fee, you get your Xbox Live. Is PS3 going in the same direction? I say they have no other choice.
PlayStation will probably have to do that, and I will hate it to the nth degree because it is one of the major advantages that Sony has over Microsoft right now in the gaming world. So,
the bank account doesn't match up.
Yep.
But I'll say this, and we had this discussion the other day. We don't understand the PS3 versus Xbox war when an Xbox player says, "Well, my Xbox was only $100."
Yeah.
So, haha.
And how long have you been on Xbox Live for? So, yeah, that argument is just a complete wash. And in reality, it doesn't matter. If nothing else, I would like to see both console manufacturers move forward healthy and making money in the future because as long as there's competition, it's better for gamers.
And wouldn't it be nice to have so many subs and views that we could just buy both consoles?
That would be nice.
Yep.
So, if you had to make a snap decision now, which console would you be buying out of the options available?
Both.
Sorry.
If I had to pick only one, this really, really pains me to say it, but I would probably choose an Xbox just because of how rampant Xbox use has become, especially in the Call of Duty universe.
I don't know enough yet to make a decision.
I agree, but if I had to pick right now,
it'd be really hard for me to make the switch. But
I'd stay PS3 or PS4, sorry, and just praying that our SCUF controllers will work on the new ones.
Yeah, it's got some new controllers on the way, and we had to debate whether or not it was worth the investment, just purely based on what the next consoles could bring and how they're going to work. So, but I'm not going to care because I'll be knifing and jumping.
I'm having a good time. All right, well, guys, let's wrap this thing up. That brings us to the end of this Tell Me I'm Wrong episode. Liam, again, a huge thank you, and if you have any closing words, now's the time.
No, it's been awesome being on here, and if there's ever a chance to be on here again, I'd welcome it.
We'd absolutely love to have you back. It's
Definitely.
nothing like talking gaming through the whole time. We didn't have a food thing this episode.
That's okay.
So,
Next time, Liam. Next time we have you on, you're gonna have to bring us something special that's very British and incredibly nasty for us to try over here.
I did have a quick update. And this is not going to be a food topic, but I just want to let everybody know that from our last Tell Me I'm Wrong, please check it out because we had a lovely discussion about something called Hamburger Harmony. the competitor to Hamburger Helper. And I have great news. I
found it.
I have a box of Hamburger Harmony. So stay tuned for perhaps a very special live commentary where one of us is forced to eat Hamburger Harmony.
Not stoked on that. All right. Thanks again, guys, for listening. We really appreciate it. Make sure you check out the next Tell Me I'm Wrong episode. And again, everyone, if you don't know about Liam, AseriousJokerHD, we'll have link and descriptions about his channel. And we haven't even figured out if we're going to have him post as well. But either way, you'll be able to get the content. And go check out his channel. Go subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks again to everybody. And we'll catch you on the next one.
This is Canuck saying later.
And AK signing off. See you guys.
See you later.
Peace.